Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some wrestling news. I haven't really done any wrestling content lately, so instead of just doing these wrestling reviews every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because it kind of gets a little bit more complicated with me covering college football, the NFL, the rest of the MLB season, NBA coming up. Got more focused on that and news on that. So I'll just get more consistent covering wrestling. I'll talk about some news here. First thing I'll talk about is TNA. TNA is officially back. Welcome back to Total Nonstop Action TNA Wrestling. TNA returns on January 13th, 2024 at the Hard to Kill pay-per-view from the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada for immediate release. Toronto, Chicago, October 21st. Anthem Sports and Entertainment Global, multi-platform media company. And as today, that's professional wrestling company Impact Wrestling is returning to its iconic name, TNA, at Hard to Kill. Its first pay-per-view event of the year, and he'll be January 13th with a second night of action-packed professional wrestling. The Snake Eyes Extravaganza show at the Palms on Sunday, January 14th. And so, man, that's a W. I don't think they're gonna have the six-sided ring as Sean Ross Sapp reported. That that's as of the plans right now. They're not gonna have the six-sided ring, which I think if they bring back TNA, they should bring back the six-sided ring. But that's just my opinion. At least from what Sean Ross Sapp said today. So it's good to see him back. I love the change up. I mean, I remember watching TNA where you had Main Event Mafia, Aces and Eights, AJ Styles, all of them. So good to see TNA coming back. They have some good wrestling and Impact right now. It's just I don't have the channels or anything to watch it. So if they're bringing TNA, they should get the TV deal back. It's just my opinion, though. They should get the TV deal back. So, Tyson Fury. He said... So, he's talking about boxing and WWE. And basically, he said, and I quote, nerded face emoji. He says boxing is much easier to do than WWE. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, they aren't even comparable. You can't compare it. Because UFC's not like scripted or anything. You can't compare WWE and boxing. I mean, but it's just, when you box 2 to 3 times a year, so no matter how brutal the bout is, you have months to recover. Wrestling, you don't have an off season. You can't compare saying, oh yeah, it's more easy. You got more off time compared to WWE where you don't have really months to recover unless you get an injury or something. So you can't really compare the two. At least, in my opinion, from what Tyson Fury was saying here. But, yeah, who knows. So John Cena has hinted at extending his WWE run, his current run. So John Cena may be sticking around WWE for longer than he originally expected. Obviously, he returned on September 1st. He's in a program with the Bloodline now, with the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman. So he posted something on his Instagram, a scene from Wolf of Wall Street where he says, "I'm not fucking leaving." So he's basically hinting at extending his WWE run, which I hope John Cena does stay around for a little bit longer. A lot of people are thinking, oh, he's just going to be there for a few months, he's coming back to Hollywood, but he's going to stay longer than expected. So glad to see John Cena stick around for a little bit longer, because I really thought that he would just stay for like a few weeks and not go back to Hollywood, but he's actually probably going to stay because he's hinting at it. So one day, The Undertaker might get tired of doing one-man shows, and his fans still want to hear his stories, and he would have plenty of them if he ever decided to start a podcast, something like that, and he has got plenty of stories, so what should The Undertaker talk about on his podcast? Because I think he's going to have like some type of podcast on Patreon or whatever. So, I don't know. There's probably a lot of stuff I'd like to hear him talk about. Yeah, it looks like he's probably doing like a podcast type of thing. I'm not going to talk about this because it says AEW signed the brother of a WWE star. It's Mystico. It's Jurlistico. I saved you a click on this stupid shit. I saved you guys a click on this WrestlingNews.co article. It's Jurlistico. I think it's the brother of Dragon Lee. So there, saved you a click on that shit. Booker T, I say stay in the ring, Sting. Don't retire, don't quit, don't ever quit. But he's 70. It says the guy that didn't want to do what he's telling Sting to do. He's got to hang it up eventually. I mean, he's almost 70, man. Alright. So another AEW star appears to be done with the company. It's Brock Anderson. I'll save you another click so you don't have to click on this stupid shit. I swear, this fucking account mentions everybody as a star. Nobody knows who Brock Anderson is. So, yeah, who's got awful? No charisma, apparently, is what people are saying, so, yeah, no loss. Lance Anoa'i wants to be in the Bloodline. So, yeah, Lance Anoa'i wants to be in the Bloodline. He's fresh off his tour of Pro Wrestling Noah, and he says, I do see myself being in it one day in the Bloodline, but with his MLW contract, he says, I don't see myself in it. I would love to be in it. Ever since they brought Solo in, I thought I could have a part of it with him, so I would definitely like to see him get in the Bloodline, add another member. But he's currently in like the MLW wrestling or whatever, so but with his contract, I just don't know if that would happen. So we had some notes regarding Randy Orton, and I think we can just say it now. Welcome back, Randy Orton. Regarding the Randy Orton return rumors, WrestleVotes tweeted out 2 days ago. Sources state no merchandise and branding has been approved. Also, WWE will present a large social media promotion / digital material for the comeback. It's indeed happening, likely Survivor Series or that weekend. So welcome back, Randy Orton. That pop's gonna be big when his entrance hit and he's back. I know people say, oh, we can't be surprised anymore. Based on what this is, it seems like WWE may be promoting his return, like they're trying to promote it. But we knew he was going to come back eventually. It was first reported before that he would probably be back, and now it's pretty much confirmed. So, yeah, no merchandise and big promotions planned ahead of his return. So, glad to see him back, man. Because I've missed Randy Orton. So one of the OGs, one of the original GOATs, will be back. Either Survivor Series that night or during the weekend of Survivor Series. So Nia Jax says the hate from fans affected her when she was released. I'm like, yeah, of course, why not? I suck. Everybody hates me. Like, there's no need for me to be here anymore. Yeah, we still feel that way. I was just hoping for a one-off, but obviously it was more. And people will be like, oh, fat shaming. No, it's just a lack of talent shaming. She's nearly injured like 4 or 5 people in the female roster for lack of control. It's not because of that. I don't care what her size is. If she was a good wrestler, I wouldn't like hate her. But her promo skills are terrible. She isn't that good of a wrestler. I mean, it's just true. 4 big matches being teased ahead of WWE WrestleMania 40. Per Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. 4 matches. The biggest match is Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, a rematch from this year's WrestleMania 39, where Reigns went over Rhodes in what will be remembered as one of the biggest upsets in Mania history. Well, it looks like we're going to get that match. Looks like we're going to get Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch, Jimmy versus Jey Uso, and Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill. So those are 4 big matches that are teased. Obviously, Cody and Roman, you knew that was going to happen. They had that stare down on SmackDown, not this week, not this last SmackDown, but the SmackDown before that. Charlotte and Jade had a stare down. We knew we were going to Jimmy and Jay. And Rhea's best match probably against Becky Lynch, so I don't hate that. To be honest. So, The Rock versus Roman Reigns, not scheduled for WrestleMania, the Wrestling Observer Newsletter. Well, no shit. Look, no shit. They're going to go with Cody. They're not going to have The Rock come back. Eric Bischoff doesn't see the benefit for AEW line wrestlers work indie shows. The risk is somebody gets hurt on the indie scene and takes them off your roster. I mean, I get that, but still, it's an opportunity to promote your brand. But like, I get it, what he's saying, but several pro wrestling and MMA and boxing companies are interested in Matt Riddle. Well, that might happen, but I don't know.
We really had no idea about who had perpetrated these crimes.
I don't really care for too much for Matt Riddle anymore. WWE NXT star is dealing with a broken wrist. Jakar Jackson was slated to take on Ariana Grace. Was pulled from the tournament. She wasn't medically cleared. She suffered an injury believed to be a broken wrist and took her out of that breakout tournament. So she has a broken wrist, so hopefully she has a speedy recovery.
Runs right through the county of Spokane and right through the middle of the city of Spokane. Pretty much divides the city of Spokane in half, north and south.
So, next thing is Ari Emanuel's vision for Vince McMahon doesn't include him micromanaging WWE. So basically, his vision, he doesn't want like Vince McMahon managing things creatively and weekly. So Vince McMahon got played by Ari Emanuel. Love to see it.
A 26-year-old local sex worker. She was shot more than once.
Love to see it. So Sting announced,
This was 1990.
he announced his final match will be at, I believe, AEW Evolution, I believe, is what he said. So, it's gonna suck when Sting retires, man.
With no bullets, no witnesses, and no clothes.
Ricky Starks has filed a trademark for his in-ring name, which makes sense. But if he ever becomes famous, it could mean something.
Local police made a point of treating Yolanda the same way they treat any other victim. You always hear, well...
Pat McAfee says he hasn't re-signed a deal with ESPN College Football, so he hasn't re-signed a deal. Just come back to SmackDown, Pat McAfee. We miss you. We miss you, Pat McAfee. We need you back with Michael Cole. And Corey Graves, because fuck Kevin Patrick. Dude sucks ass at commentary. Road Dogg says he thinks the Street Profits are going to blossom as heel characters. I mean, they could, but... MJF versus Juice Robinson is to open the October 25th AEW Dynamite against MJF and Juice Robinson, which should be a banger match. So, yeah, that's... Nick Aldis officially signed with WWE days before his SmackDown debut, and now he's the SmackDown General Manager. So, Lacey Evans says she took a pay cut to join WWE, and they still paid her too much. Who cares? WWE higher-up says there's no fucking chance Alberto Del Rio returns to WWE. WWE higher-ups, when Alberto started talking about return, he's like, excuse me? Yeah, he's trash. But yeah, it's really all to say for this wrestling news. So until next time, peace.